Hey everyone, welcome back. To those that are new, I am Ashley and I love everything beauty, fashion, lifestyle, skin, hair, all of that. I cover it all. I try to. Remember that I'm new to YouTube. I'm only 6 months in, so bear with me if you'd like to see me grow and be with me while I grow over the years, then definitely hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell so that you're notified each and every time I upload. Today we're going to be doing a nice soft glam bridal tutorial. I know I'm not wearing white. I don't have anything white right now. But I just put some lip balm on my lips, just the Vaseline Cocoa Butter. It's actually one of the best lip balms for healing and repairing and softening the lips. The first step for bridal skincare is going to be obviously the skin. We want to make sure the skin is nice and hydrated, nice and prepped for our foundation and everything else to look really, really nice on top. Now I recommend 2 weeks prior to the wedding to exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week and really, really hydrate that skin. Really try to prevent your breakouts. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to spray a nice hydrating spray. I think I want to go in with the Smashbox Primer Water first, just to hydrate the face. Let that set down and dry. For primer, I'm going to be going with the Dermalogica Age Smart. This is the Skin Perfect Primer with SPF 30. This is a skin toned primer, and this actually pore fills, minimizes the pores, it smooths out textured skin, and it just provides a really, really nice base for flawless makeup. I even put that on my eyes and my eyebrows. Priming the eyebrows will help your product last longer in the brows. I learned that from Wayne Goss. So it's not my original tip, it's his. I love him. Now I recommend color correcting and also fixing blemishes underneath the foundation because I don't want to go in with heavy foundation. So I'm going in with the NARS. This is the Custard Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Medium 1 Custard. I'm going to take that on my finger and I'm just going to lightly dab over any blemishes or any discoloration that I may have on my face. Very, very lightly. Just a very light layer so that it's not noticeable underneath the foundation. I just recommend, either a concealer that's your skin tone, very, very soft, and a very fine layer of it. Now I'm going in with the Catrice Camouflage Wake Up Effect. This is a color corrector. It's a very affordable color corrector. I usually use the Tarte CC cream, but this is another wonderful affordable option, and it's almost a dupe. It practically is. So I go anywhere that I have discoloration and darkness, which would be all of these areas here. And then I'm just going to take a blender, blend that in. You want to look nice, bright, and awake. And also doing this will cut down on how much concealer we need to use. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and I'm in the shade 230N. So this is a brand new one. I should have had this prepared already. I'm going to pump out 2 pumps of that. The sun is coming out. It wasn't just there before. And I'm going to strategically place this in the areas that I need the most coverage at first. And then I'm going to be going in with a brush. This is my BK Beauty 101 brush. And focusing on the areas that I need coverage the most, which for me is the cheeks and around here. So the key is light layers of coverage. You can always build it up, but going in with too much product, you're going to look cakey and unnatural, and the key here is natural. Now for eye primer, going in with a long wearing foundation is a great eye primer because if it wears a long time on the skin, as a foundation, it's obviously going to provide the same longevity for your eyeshadow. So that is the tip of the day. Now I never deposit too much product on the forehead. If any at all, I just take the residual that's left on the brush and I place that on the forehead, because if there's less foundation on the forehead, it looks like we're wearing less makeup, more natural. And always don't forget to get your ears and a little bit down the jawline. So I'm happy with that coverage. It's very light. It covered what I needed it to. And now I'm just taking this beauty sponge. I don't even know what. Oh, it's the Shop Miss A brand. It's $1. And I love this. Alright, so we are all set. For concealer, I like to do 2 different types of concealer. And I don't like a really full coverage concealer. I like a nice high medium and then a brightener on the inner corner. So firstly I'm going in with my L'Oreal Magic Lumi Highlighter pen. This is not a concealer. I only use this to brighten areas of my face that I want to bring forward, which would be some here, a little here, on the forehead, right here, and the Cupid's bow. This is not a concealer, just a brightener. And it is a dupe for the YSL Under Eye concealer pen, but it's actually a brightener pen. A lot of people get that confused. And they say, well, there's no coverage because it's a brightener pen, just like this one. And, you know, I don't think that the drugstore one is cost effective. It is nearly $12, and I think you get 0.3 fluid ounces, which is nothing. For the rest of my concealer, I'm going in with the Catrice 1 Drop Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade 005 Light Natural. This is a water weight type consistency concealer. As you can see, there is 1 drop there. I like to take it on my finger and just place it there. Now that was almost too much. And then take it in with the blender. If you need extra coverage, let the concealer set on your face for a few minutes. And as you can see, that coverage is really very nice. I like to take it on the sides of my nose as well to sort of cinch the nose in if that's the look you're going for. So there, this eye compared to this eye, we're well rested, we're ready to go. This girl needs coffee, she's not doing well, and she's sick. Now to set under the eyes and all the areas that we brightened with concealer, I'm going with the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. It says bronzer, but this is actually brightening under eye powder. So we want to look nice and bright and awake. Taking that down the center of the nose and everywhere that we put concealer. And I'm also going to set my lid for shadow application. Now at this stage of the game, I'm going to set the face because we already set down our primer, which is going to prevent oils from coming through. Now we set the powder, and that's another barrier for oil to get through. Then I want to set the face with Urban Decay De-Slick. So this is to prevent oils from coming through. And I want to do this at this stage because we want a long-lasting wedding day. We don't want oils to break up. We want this to be a very long-lasting foundation for a very long day. So it's got to get through several barriers to have the oil come through. So we'll set that and then use a beauty sponge and just pat everything in. And to be honest, when I do brides, I actually do the brows last. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm not going to try to look aesthetically pleasing for the camera. I'm going to do what I do in actual real life. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion powder. It's a powder foundation, but this is a dupe in my opinion. I have 2 dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. So I'm just going to set everywhere. And if you want, you can spray again. I should have done this in the beginning, to be honest. So now we're going to go into the eyes, and I'm going to be using the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. This is a really, really wonderful bridal palette. It screams bridal to me. I will not be touching into any of the glitters in here since this is going to be a very soft glam look. Firstly, I'm going to set everything down with this Aura shade, the Matte Aura, and put that on the brow bone. Do you see how it added a little luminosity even though it's matte? Just to make sure that everything is nice and set down. It's very, very brightening. In fact, I was tempted to once set my under eye with it. And then I'm going in with the Matte Soothe shade. We're just going to buff that right into the crease and rolling it up toward the brow bone and also rolling it out just a little bit. I'm going to build this shade up a little bit. Now for our second shade, I'm going to take a tiny bit of Story and a little bit of the Sequin Story, and I'm just going to place that directly underneath our first transition shade. I'm blending that outward, a little bit outward, just to have a little bit more dimension. You can skip this part if you would like. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line. I've just placed some translucent powder down because I don't want to get any fallout on the foundation. We worked so hard to get our complexion right. Taking Ritual on a Sigma E45, I'm just placing this on the outer corner, and I'm going to work it slowly, and I have to tilt my head back because I do have hooded eyes. When my eyebrows are down, they're like this, but when they're up, they're like this. And then I'm going to pat, 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 all the way to about halfway on the lid, just making sure everything is smooth and blended, really taking the time to blend, roll and blend, because we want everything really, really seamless. And also this powder is going to help us guide our eyeshadow into the direction we want it. And I'm just doing a very classic, very soft glam look. I'm going to keep the inner portion really bright, so I'm going to take the Matte Aura and a little bit of the Sequin formula and just pat that right onto the inner third. And also it's going to help us blend this shade here so that there's no harsh line whatsoever. Keeping a nice clean blending brush on hand, we want to go over all these areas and make sure to get right in here so that it doesn't look overly harsh. So I think this really looks nice. I'm going to add some gel liner to my eyes and some mascara and lashes. Okay, for mascara, I went in with the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash because it is waterproof. My lashes are the Alexis style from Shop Miss A. They are $1. And for waterline mascara liner, I chose the Esquito liner in brown. And this stuff is completely budge proof. Like, you can cry, you can do anything, and this stuff will not move. So I chose that. Esquito liner is so, so good. And now we are going to do the brows. So for the brows, I've got picked out two brow pencils. One is the LA Shady Slim in brunette. Well, I think this is medium brown. And the new L'Oreal Micro Ink Pen Brow Stylist in brunette. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to brush up the brows. And I'll fill one in on camera, and I'm going to start at the middle and work at the tail. And same on the upper, and I'm just going to sort of do little flicks. And then I'm going to lightly outline and sketch where I want my brow to be, doing little flicks upward. And then if you don't have hair underneath, like me, I go toward my nose. And then we're going to brush through the brow. Then I take this gem, and it's got the 3-prong teeth. And I like to take that right in the front of the brow. It's really good at defining hair-like strokes at the front of the brow. I'm not trying to go all crazy, so I want the brow to look slightly feathery. Doesn't have to be all, cohesive and crazy, so it still looks like my brow hair, not completely fake. Now I'm taking the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and I'm just going to run that through the brows, because this is the most waterproof, sweat-proof brow gel I own, and I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm going to do blush first, and I'm actually going to use a cream blush because those tend to last a lot longer. So I'm going with the Physicians Formula Dewy Blush Elixir Organic Blush in Gorgeous Peach. And even though we have powder on, it really doesn't matter because this does not lift the powder. So I just find that cream products, they last a lot longer. I'm taking that blender and I'm just going to blend this softly into the skin, and we have some working time. Don't worry too much about it. A little across the nose and in the areas. We can go a little heavy on blush since that is the first thing that fades on the face naturally. So we don't want to go overboard on anything, really. And then for highlight, I'm going to take a cream highlight first, and I'm going to take the RMS Uncover Up Luminizer in Champagne Rosé. Just looks like this. So I'm going to swirl. It looks like that. It's almost clear. It's just a really nice luminizer. I'm going to take that on the high points of the face, as well as a little on the nose, down the bridge of the nose. It's just so dewy and pretty, don't you think? Like, you guys can answer me. It's just that nice, subtle glow. A little on the chin. Cupid's bow. Like right in between the brow. And then I'm going to do a little bit of contouring, just very, very slightly. Nothing huge. So a nice cool toned bronzer for that is the City Bronzer by Maybelline. I'm going to take that on, this is the Wet n Wild P65 brush. I'm just going to go underneath that and slightly contour out the cheekbones. Very slightly. And a little bit on the forehead. I'm not going overboard. A little to sculpt out the jaw. And a little bit on the sides of the nose. A little underneath the nose. And on the sides and the bottom of the lip to make it pull forward. Look a little more plump. To set the cream blush down, I'm going to take the Hourglass Ghost palette and take the most vibrant shade here. And I'm just going to lightly set that. It looks like an extreme amount of blush right now, but trust me, it will fade. And on the temples, a little across the nose. Taking it up pretty high. Oh, I feel that hair on my face. It's that RMS. It's really dewy. And if you do feel like you've applied too much, don't be afraid to take your powder brush and tone it down. I just love blush. And I recommend false lashes to anybody that wants timeless photos. They just photograph really beautifully from afar. They make the eyes look very large and draw attention to your face and the beautiful makeup that you've applied. You can also apply individual lashes, half lashes, whatever your heart desires. Really, you can even go natural with just mascara. It just depends on your personal taste, just as well as the foundation and everything else. This is just what I personally would use on a bride because I've done many brides before. Now for bronzer, I'm going to take the L'Oreal True Match Bronze It. It's Lumi Bronze It. This is in the shade medium. I'm just going to lightly warm up the face and the temples, anywhere the sun naturally hits, but I'm not going overboard, and take it down the neck a little bit. Not going overboard. Don't want to do anything crazy on a day like this special day. And a little across the nose. Now for highlighter, to set our cream highlight, I really love this L'Oreal Crushed Foil Metallic Highlighter in Rose Quartz. It's one of my all-time favorite highlighters. So just a little bit, you need just a little bit, so I'm going to just lightly dip. We don't want anything too blinding. I'm going to place a little on the front of the cheeks. Do you guys see? This is nice and beautiful. it can easily be built up to be blinding a little bit above the temples, across the forehead, and on the cupid's bow. See how nice and beautiful that is? Very timeless. And I'll take my sponge and just tap over any areas that look choppy. For that nice seamless blend. Now that looks perfecto. For lip liner, I want to use the Lorac and Rachel Zoe. It looks like this. It's just a nude. Any nude lip liner will do. This is waterproof. And then for lipstick, I'm going to be taking the MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick. It looks like this, just a very nice nude. MAC lipsticks are timeless. You can leave the lips totally matte, like this, for photographs for the wedding. You know, it look very timeless. And then for the special, reception, we can amp it up a little bit. These are new from Milani. They are the Ludicrous lip glosses, and I have She's All That. So I'm just going to place this in the center portion of the top and bottom lip to plump the lip up. Do you see what a difference that made? And then we're going to finally set the face again with the Urban Decay De-Slick. Really heavily set that. Don't be afraid. So you guys, here is the final bridal look. Nice soft glam bridal look for 2020. Let me know what you guys think. Did I do a good job? Would you wear this for your wedding? Is it too glam? Is it not glam enough? What would you guys do differently? I think it's timeless, elegant, really, really beautiful, and I would totally wear this to my wedding. It's not too much. I recommend bringing a compact with you. I like the Makeup Forever to set the under eye and just to sort of take a sponge, a setting spray, like a little mini one, and a powder with you, and of course your lipstick to touch up, and lip liner. So I hope this was informative and helps you. I hope you love this video. Subscribe if you're not already. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.